A very good evening to all of you. Today, we will briefly uh, go through the modules 1 to 3, which were covered since the last 2 months to, I think, December 15, they were covered. And today is the fourth one. And also, we will discuss some of the logistical issues which has come up concerning the event, concerning the contest, the speech contest and the evaluation contest. To begin with, the speech contest and the evaluation contest, they are two separate, independent events. They are not together, they are separate events. And District 57, we recommend holding both at the same event at the same time, just one following the other, because it will just make everybody's life easy. This is the new rule book for 2025, and I'm sure you have got it and you have gone through it. You can also get it here in the link here. By the way, this we will share this today's event with everybody after we go through all this. So what's new this year? Still 2024 we were doing hybrid meetings, but this year we are going back to pre-COVID scenario where everything is in person. So all area and division contests must be in person, and for that to happen, you will need a seat. You will have to get a room, a facility, physical facility with seating, table, refreshments, drinks will be needed. There might be some district bucks for you all. You can have access to it. Some district bunks are there, maybe there, and you will also need some of the technicalities, technical items like microphones and cameras for the division contest. The evaluators for the evaluation contest will need a physical breakout room, because there is no Zoom now. The tech host role is reduced. So basically, the tech host manages the cameras for the remote audience members, and the tech host also no longer has to rename the people or monitor any breakout rooms. Continuing with the what's new this year, there is no electronic forms, no electronic items will be needed. So everything is on paper. So all paperwork will have to be printed and brought to the event, to the contest. The only exception being the eligibility forms. This may be exchanged by email. All the judges, ballot counters, and timers, they have to be in person. The ballots, timesheets, ballot workouts will need to be printed. And as we did last year, no Google Forms are allowed. This is something which I just included. The test speaker also has to be in person. Last year, I think we had for the final, we had a hybrid. But this year, the test speaker also has to be there in that room. For the area contest, each area must hold a contest. That's the bottom line. The reason being that contestants, they have to go through the process, club, area, and division, in order to remain eligible. However, However, the areas are allowed to combine forces, come together with two or more clubs to make things easier. Just to save money and save some make life easy. Something called dual area contest. This approach can increase turnout, and it will make it very easy to fill the functionary roles. The contestants from area 1 would speak first, then the ballots will be collected and counted. Then area 2 can speak. But basically, you will use the same judges would, who will judge both the contests, both the clubs, both the areas. and you will need only one test speaker. Something which has just come up, that allowing of 2 contestants per club from an area with up to 4 clubs. 8 weeks prior to the area contest, if an area has 4 assigned clubs of fewer than 4, up to 4, in good standing, the districts have the option to allow 2 contestants from each club to compete in the area contest. This is from the rule book. Now, this year, taking this into view, the above what I just said into view, the District 57 had approved 2 members from each competing club if there are 4 or less clubs in an area. And this is at the discretion of the area directors, particularly if 2 areas are sharing some of the facilities and space and all. What volunteers they will need. This is the very standard thing. You will need a contest chair, a contest master, a test speaker, a take shovel shooter, the sergeant at arms, the chief judge, voting judges, and the tiebreaker judge, timers, and ballot counters. Let's go through this. This has been, I think everybody should be familiar with this. This slide is very important. At the what you need, and if you see that upper cursor, that I don't know what it's called technically, that unless impractical, but basically you will need for the area, you need 1. Everything is 1. Only thing I'll come here is for the sergeant at arms. At the area club level, you can do with 1. But the area level, you will definitely need 3, at least 3. I think it should be more than 3. I think it should be 4. 3 minimum at the area, division, and the district level. You will need 3 sergeant at arms. And the reason being that during the speeches, when the test speaker is speaking, one of the sergeant, after the test speaker has spoken, one sergeant at arms will monitor the main room, the speech room. The second sergeant at arms will escort all the evaluators to the breakout room, the physical breakout room. And the third sergeant at arms will escort each of those evaluators from the breakout room to the main room. So you will need 3. Just now I said 4. It's to be on the safe side. Supposing somebody breaks his leg in the morning, it's better to have 1 more. And these are all standards. So this has been shared before and we're sharing it again. What are some of the responsibilities of the area director? That area director should expect to be the contest chair. That person can be a contest chair for their contest, and unless they can find someone else to do it. So basically, what I have seen is the area director is not the contest chair. The contest chair is somebody else. That's what my experience is. Once a contest chair is selected, that person, the contest chair, will recruit the next most important role, which is the chief judge, the toastmaster, the test speaker, and the sergeant at arms. The area directors are allowed to judge at a club contest and division contest if they have been approached. Something about the Murphy's Law. Anything that can go wrong will go wrong. And this I saw from my colleague here, Hans, the chief judge, last year. And what we suggest, 7 judges instead of 5, 3 timers instead of 2, and a backup test speaker. 1 speaker should be there. So in fact, 2 speakers should be in the room. One is the primary, the other one is the secondary. Supposing the primary doesn't show up, then we need the second one.
Ananda, I have a question on that.
Yeah, please.
If there are 2 contests taking place, 2 areas, shouldn't they have separate test speakers so that if they want to, the evaluators want to watch the other contest, they wouldn't have an advantage. Or they
Yeah,
would all have to be in the same room for a long time, which is kind of hard.
I respect your question, Dr. Michelle. The issue I think is, first of all, it's already difficult to get a reliable, good test speaker. It's already difficult, and you need two. So basically, now if there's two, you need not two, but you need three or something, three or more. Test speaker three. Basically, when the test speaker has spoken, all of those
Contestant,
contestants who are taking part in the evaluation contest can be exported out
I
to
see.
the breakout room.
And then
But-
the second contest, they stay out there until the first contest is finished.
Exactly. Or they can come back because there'll be a lunch break and there'll be other breaks. But I think,
But
think
that's
that's
kind of
difficult. That
hard
is
because
something very difficult. That is something we can discuss. I think Hans can give some
Michelle,
input on that.
Michelle, are you asking about a dual area contest?
yes, I'm
Okay.
asking about a dual area contest.
Yeah, I mean,
Because-
in the instances where I've seen it done, they basically, of course, you need to collect the ballots for each area separately, but there's typically only going to be, say, 2 to 4 contestants per area. So, what happens is let's say that the first area those evaluators perform, then there's only 2 or 3 of them or 4 of them. Then the ballots are collected and counted, and that's only, 5 minutes. So the other set of evaluators, they're only in the breakout room for, say an extra 15 minutes, 20 minutes or so.
Mhm.
That's the way I've typically seen it done. I don't think I've ever seen one where there were 2 test speakers. I've never thought of that before. That's certainly an option.
Well, I've seen that in online. A year ago or 2 years ago, I saw it online, that contests that were taking place out in the East Coast, they had 2 test speakers.
Yeah. I mean, I think it would be more difficult this time around since both of them would have to show up in person,
Right. So Winnie said whatever what you said was correct.
Yeah, I agree with Hans because we did it before. We always have do area contests, at East Weymouth in the previously before the pandemic, and it works. I think now is the first time before after the pandemic. I think it should still working as long as we follow the process step by step and have experience. Chief judge, handle this carefully. Thank you.
Can we move forward? What I'll say here is, because if it is online or hybrid, already one of the two, if you get 2 test speakers and both of them are online. So already there is one backup. One of them is a backup for the main one. One of them is a backup for the primary speaker. So the one speaker speaks and then the other speaker speaks for the second set of evaluators.
Well, I think that it sounds like we can do it either way, and I think it's really depends on whether or not the 2 different areas can get separate speakers or they want to share a speaker, and we can leave it up to them.
Yeah, we can leave it up to them. Because the bottom line is you can go with 2, but all of them have to show up. Nothing is online. So moving ahead, please. Thank you. Coming to some of the dates, the cup contest, January, February, I think the club levels should be done by now. Or they should be nearing about to be finished we are into the 3rd of February today. The area contest, they will begin in 2 weeks and go into March, 2 weeks before the division contest. The division contest, March to April, that is 4 weeks before the district contest. This is little more time is given. So the speakers and the evaluators, they get more time to practice. And the district contest, we have decided to have it on May 16th, 17th, and 17th. Some of the scheduling tips, the area contest should usually be scheduled at 6 or 6:30 on a weeknight. But Saturday morning or Sunday afternoon may also work. Many of us have some engagement in Sunday morning. And we suggest everybody to secure a date at least 2 weeks before a division contest. So they get the dates. And at most 2 areas can contest on any date. You cannot have 2 different events on the same day, because it's just you need the same functionary roles, you need judges, you need Swajadadams, you need ballot counters, just that they are available. The contest chair. What is the role of the contest chair? Obtain speaker eligibility and profiles. Secure the target speaker. This is a challenging. Update the contest script. Provide the contest, the Toastmaster of the day, Sadhanarams, and contest chair. Prepare an agenda. Assign speakers. The speaking order in both the contests, that is based on a draw. Now, after we are done, after I'm done speaking, I will share, and all my colleagues can also share some of the scripts and the documents which we have. I will share it, put it in the chat board. But I suggest all of you to just not to follow it blindly, because some of them we have taken from last year. Last year was hybrid, and so some of them a couple of years old and all. So just go through them, but make your best judgment. Continuing on the contest chair's role, his or her function is to send the contest location to all contest participants and club officers. Promote the contest on Meetup and through District 57 weekly news wrap-up, and also on Facebook. Prepare the participant certificates, hand them out to speakers at the end of the contest. Prepare the first, second, and third certificates and hand them out at the end of the event. What is the role of the chief judge? Some of the main roles. Confirm that 5 to 7 judges, including a tiebreaker judge, is made available. And one more role for the chief judge is prepare a small spreadsheet, a table with an judges' names, their emails and phone numbers, plus column checking that they have received the form, the eligibility forms, the ballot forms, etc. Just to make a check. You can create an Excel sheet.
This is just a suggestion.
These are just suggestions.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
the other one is not, but this one is a suggestion. I
Yeah,
found
yeah,
that it
Absolutely,
was hard to keep track unless if you have 7 judges, it's hard to keep track who's returned the eligibility forms and who you've spoken to and what's what. And so it's good to have all this information.
And yeah, thank you, Dr. Michelle. Have the judges sign the eligibility form and return by email well advanced, a couple of days, at least 24 hours in advance of the contest. Continuing, the chief judge roles. Confirm the eligibility of the judges. Send a copy of the ballot form to the judges. And on the day of the event, bring printed ballot forms, 2 tally sheets for each ballot counter and the chief judge, 2 timing sheets for each contest with the name of the contestants, and 2 results forms for each of the contests. Something about the chief judge's briefing, including judges, timers, and ballot counters. All forms, that is, all of the ballot sheets, timer reports, etc., should be sent to them, to the judges, before the contest, so that they get familiar with those papers, with those documents. Just don't give it to them at the event. Give them at least one day in advance. Make sure that the judges have a list of contestants in the correct speaking order, who is first, second, third, fourth, whoever. Decide on which timer will display the card. Typically, there'll be 2 timers, but one of them will be displaying the cards. And the next bullet is for the Clapton test, but we are not dealing with that anymore. Continuing with the chief judge's briefing, please make sure that your judges, they understand how to use the ballots. And the most important thing is that the judges should not time the contestants, because we don't want the speaker's time. If the speaker goes above the time or far below the time, that shouldn't influence the judgment, the judge's thinking. Make sure that the ballot counters understand how to convert first, second, and third place into scores. There is a 1 score, 2 score, 3 score. The first guy gets 3 scores, second guy gets 2, the third place gets 1 score. And make sure that the judges understand what happens, how the tying process goes, the tiebreaker judge is used. On the contest day, 30 minutes before the contest, at least half an hour before the contest, the contest chair's role here. Prep the speakers on the speaking order, the stage area, and something very important, when they speak, do not mention or refer to the other speaker's speech. You spoke very well, well done, nothing like that. Because if you do them, you are automatically disqualified. Show the speakers where the timer will be seated. The timer will be showing the card, green card, red card, blue card, red card, yellow card. Go over the timing limits, however the limits are. 2 to 3 minutes and 5 to 7 minutes. Remind the main speakers not to mention the content of the other speaker's speech, or this is something I just mentioned above. Bring 4 copies of the contest script, 1 for the chair, 1 for the TMOD, 1 for the Sergeant at Arms, and 1 for the chief judge. And it should be updated with the additional dignitaries' names and positions. A lot of dignitaries show up, but that should be there in the script, so that they are acknowledged during the event. The special event, the D57 are the dignitaries who show up. On the day of the contest, the speaker, the chair, the contest chair, that person must bring sufficient enough printed agendas for all participants and guests. Request the Sergeant at Arms to pass out the printed agendas. Brief Sergeant at Arms concerning evaluation contest protocol, who is doing what, where the contestants will be taken. Because as I just mentioned earlier, there'll be 3 Sergeant at Arms. We request you to have 3 Sergeant at Arms. So who is doing what? What is each of those Sergeant at Arms roles? They should know. And the contest chair must be sure that the judges and the ballot counters know where their ballot counter room is. Typically after the event, they move to another room, the counting room. So where that room is, they should know. Continuing on the contest chair's role, that contest chair on the day of the event must confirm with the tech host to see that that speaker camera is set up. and the camera and the microphone is connected via Zoom for the remote guests, because there might be some people listening to the event by Zoom, and separate microphones for speaker. One thing which is just discussed between the three of us few minutes ago. The speaker might be quite far away from the actual microphone. So whether we need a separate microphone for the speaker so that that person's audio is clearly hearable to the remote guest, something we have to consider, and that's why I put the question marks. And they also make sure that the tech host has collected the host key. That person is in control. Provide the Zoom host with the digital agenda. The conscious chat does that. The tech host must have the digital agenda to share with the Zoom audience. The agenda must go to all the audience persons. Confirm that all judges have been prepped, as well as the ballot counters, timers, and the tie-breaking judge. So the contest chair has to make sure about that. And at the end, have the date, time, and location of the division or the next contest, next higher level contest. Where that will be, when that will be, time, date, and the location. They have to be shared so that the winners know where they are expected to go for the next level. These are all the forms which have been placed here. And this, I am grateful to Hans for taking care of this. He did this. A lot of forms, you can download them here. And after this event, we will share this with everybody. And this also has been, here we give the speech contest kit and the evaluation contest kit. Also, this has been taken care of by Hans. I'm very grateful. And modules 1 to 3, they are already there on YouTube. You have to just make sure these are the links for the module 1, module 2, and module 3. And they have been published in YouTube, and so you can go through them. So any question, the floor is now open to Dr. Michelle Particulars, me, and Hans Thomas, our chief judge. Anybody has any question, you can put it in the chat, or
Raise
you
your
can
hand.
email us. So thank you very much. I'll put an end to it.
Somebody has a question?
I do have a question. This is Sri.
Okay.
So we are planning for an area contest on Feb 23rd. I was wondering if we have to make the hybrid option mandatory. Is it mandatory to have it, or can we just have only in person?
You can have it only in person. It's not that complicated to make it possible if you have a number of clubs that have remote participants or members. And all you need to do, well, you do need to have a location that has Wi-Fi, and you need to have access to that Wi-Fi. But other than that, if you have a smartphone, you just connect with the Zoom, put it on a tripod or and just face it towards the speaker, maybe pull it back a little bit, and it will go out. It's not as complicated as a hybrid meeting, because you don't have to coordinate. Maybe all your guests may even have their videos off. So it's not that difficult, but you want to reach out to your clubs and find out if they have a lot of members. We don't want to make our remote members feel excluded.
Okay.
Yeah,
So,
and just to clarify, even if you have a hybrid contest, all the officials must be in person. So that includes the judges, timers, test speaker. They all must be in person.
Yeah, and you don't want to do that online and have a hybrid club like that. No, but what you're basically
Okay.
doing is you're having an in-person meeting that is being sent out over the airwaves via Zoom so that they can see the speakers, but that's all they will see. is whoever comes up to that speaking area.
Mhm. So everyone, anyone who goes on the stage should be given a mic, right? So that,
I would suggest that you have a mic on a mic stand, like a Yeti mic, that will take, so that they don't actually have to have a handheld mic, so that they can use their hands. I think it's very difficult to do it that way. That's what we do at our hybrid meeting, is we have a Yeti mic, and it works just great.
so is the district distributing the devices? I heard. Do we have mics available for us to borrow, or do we have to buy it? For the
Only
con-
for the plan was for only for the division contests.
Oh, okay.
And last I heard, it was Jeffrey Young that
Mhm.
was acquiring that equipment, but he was only planning on giving it to the division directors.
So
And I don't even know, I'm not even sure if he has the equipment yet. So
I recommend that you reach out to your clubs, especially those that are already doing hybrid meetings, because if they have remote members, they're going to have to be doing hybrid meetings, or maybe they're only doing online meetings. I don't know if anybody's still doing that. And see if anybody has a microphone that you can use. You could get away with just using the microphone on the cell phone. It's not a bad, if you have an Apple's iPhone, it's got
Mhm.
pretty good recording. I've recorded stuff myself on that, and it's not bad, but it's not great either. And the thing is that yeah, so that would be something to look into. Is just checking out with your clubs if any of them have a microphone. I know that there were that the club that I was coaching a couple of years ago, ARPB, had their own microphone. So there are, it's possible that they have the microphone.
Okay,
Somebody
I
does.
can check with the clubs. But if the devices are accessible to the division directors, if we, I'm sure we can borrow it from them. But in case if we cannot, then I think we have to make our own arrangements.
Okay, so there's another problem in that we connected the microphone to a laptop, and that's how we got the sound on the Zoom, because sometimes the smartphone, well, my smartphone actually does have access to a external microphone, a little shotgun mic. So you need to check and make sure that there's a way to connect the microphone to the smartphone.
yeah, and that's why, in my opinion, that's why it's easier to just use a phone for everything, because that phone on a tripod could be the same device that is, that is connected to Zoom and is broadcasting to everyone.
Right.
So,
right.
and like Michelle said, the microphone on a phone is better than the microphone on a laptop. So
Yes.
it's typically capable, even if the speaker is,
Yeah.
10 feet, 10 or 20 feet away, it's still good
Yes.
enough to pick it up. So the problem is when you try to use a laptop,
It's not as good. Yeah.
that's when you definitely need a microphone.
Okay, so do
So
we
the
have
other
to
thing is
download
knowing
an
how,
app for?
pardon?
Do we have to download any specific app to access the microphone on our phone? Because I have not done it before.
No,
On
you
your
don't.
phone? Are you saying on your phone?
Yeah, on my phone.
Oh, no, 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 no. I was talking about just the regular camera app on your phone.
Yes.
Okay.
So just
Yes.
record,
Mhm.
and in fact, I wasn't even, what I was talking about is just using your phone to register as a guest on Zoom
Right.
Okay.
and be the person who is recording for the benefit of the remote audience.
Okay.
And you would have
And
that phone on a tripod, and it would be, you know, broadcasting, with its camera constantly on. So,
Mhm.
you know,
But
Yeah,
just
my
be
question-
aware that there's some things that you need to keep in mind is how are you putting that phone on the tripod? Now, when we did our contest on Saturday, my phone was horizontal. That is, so that it could give the full range of the speaking space, as opposed to portrait, which
Yeah.
really narrows down their space.
Yeah.
And sometimes you have to log in and out again because, I don't know, the iPhone gets wiggy and decides that it only wants to show portraits. So just be aware of that. And the other thing is test the equipment out before you do the contest so that you know that you have a tripod that's tall enough that and is going to be able to hold the phone.
Mhm. And I was also thinking to use the mic so that it will be more audible in a big community room.
You can. So for example, the iPhones only have this Thunderbolt thing here, but they do make microphones that will plug in there. Or they have what's called a hub that can plug in there, and then you can plug a microphone in another way. So a person to really talk to is from my club, Kimmy Avery. She really knows this. She's been doing hybrids at our
Okay.
in-person location, and she at least knows Apple. I don't know that either of us know
Mhm.
PCs.
Yeah, I can contact her. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, thank you so much.
You know, one thing I'll say, Sri, because the microphone shouldn't hinder the movement of the speaker.
Exactly. So you would want a mic
Shouldn't
stand.
hinder, the speaker should not be aware that there's a
Mhm.
microphone
Yeah, that's
near
right.
my nose, you know.
Right. But if you have a good microphone, which our club spent the money to get a decent microphone because we do this once a month. And it was fine. I don't even think we put it on a mic stand. I think we just put it on a chair or something and it was fine.
Okay, okay.
yeah, I think the most important thing is to test it out beforehand because you might run into a situation where there's an echo. Because you described wanting to use a community room, you know,
Yeah,
where
be
you
using
might
yeah.
where you might have some speakers and the room is large and therefore you want the in-person audience to be able to hear it from a distance.
Mhm.
The problem with that is that, you know, if there are loudspeakers in the room and they're amplifying the speaker's voice, then it might produce an echo that is picked up by the phone. See, because you're using a separate microphone to power the community room's loudspeakers. And then you're also using a phone on a tripod to capture the video. Well, the problem is that the phone might pick up an echo because it's capturing the speaker's voice and it hears the voice that is amplified by the community room. So there might be an echo.
Okay.
So just test it the day before, you know.
And my recommendation is if you have problems with that, is just put the microphone near one of the speakers. But how are you having people, do they have a microphone that's hooked into the speakers? Is that what's happening?
No, our club, we don't do hybrid. We do in person only and virtual only.
Uh-huh.
I did attend one hybrid club in my area, but the sound was not great.
Mhm.
And the other one is corporate club. Definitely, they have everything.
They
hooked
have everything. Yeah,
conference
yeah,
rooms.
yeah. They have everything.
It's pretty-
So at your club, do you
we don't do hybrid.
amplify your speakers or do they speak loud
No.
enough?
We
No.
don't have a microphone at all. We don't
So-
use the equipment.
Yeah, so just make sure that they speak loud enough and just use the microphone that's connected to the camera.
Okay, yeah, I
You know,
think that,
one thing, sorry, Sri. You know, Dr. Mishra, you said speak loud enough means the
yeah.
speaker is not speaking at his or her normal voice.
Mhm.
It's more of a little bit going up. The pitch is going up, right? So if I am to speak this level, I'm speaking They-
Yeah,
so
then they would be evaluated on the local variety, I guess. I have to go. Okay, I think the thing is we have to test it out. Definitely we'll do that one. Yeah.
Right. Any other questions?
I see Casey has his hand up.
Yeah, I have a hand up. I had a question on, do you know which area is going to be competing together? Because I'm part of two clubs and I'm wondering which one should I be. First of all, can I compete with from both or only one is for me?
Only one.
Only one,
Only
right?
one. Mhm.
But I can do one speech, one evaluation,
That's correct.
different clubs.
Different areas? From
Yeah.
different clubs, yeah, or from different areas? Wow, you won them all, huh?
I just want both in one club. Another club is just nobody else is there, so I'm going there.
Oh, so you're gonna go. So
Yeah.
it's up to you, but you can only participate in one area contest for the international speech and for the evaluation. It doesn't have to be the same in the same area. You know,
Okay.
you could do one in one area and one in the other,
Mhm.
that's fine. In fact, I would recommend it because I think it's really hard on a speaker to do both the evaluation and the speech contest on the
The
same.
same day. So then, do you have the map of like which area is doing it together for Oakland and Walnut Creek?
Yeah, there's a spreadsheet on the website. I'll send you the link to that. I'll put that in the chat.
Thank you.
So Genome Master wants the links to the previous YouTubes. Can you give them, copy that and put it in the chat for them, Ananda? And Mercy, do you have a question?
I put it in the chat. I just want to make sure that the contest chair or the Toastmaster or the chief judge to check the eligibility of the
Contestants.
contestant. Because what happened to Knox, I remember, do you remember Knox?
I do. And what happened was that the treasurer did not submit his renewal.
Exactly.
But now everybody can renew themselves, so that shouldn't be a problem.
Yeah, but somebody has to check.
Yes. That's right.
Just to make
And they
sure
also
that,
have to check that their judges are not in a competing, you know, some way are in the club of one of the competitors. They can't do that. They cannot be
yep,
in a club of one of the competitors in the contest.
because there are some clubs that's really closing in the district.
Yes, indeed.
So it will not be a club in good standing, something
right.
like that.
That's right.
Just be aware.
Yep.
Okay. Thanks.
Did you know that Allie from Shake It Up? That's her sister from Austin and Allie, not from Shake It Up. You know the show Austin and Allie? That's her sister. That's Allie.
Can we get a mute on that?
Yeah.
Surina, నీకు చూపించేదా డ్రింక్ ఇట్ ఇట్స్ సో నైస్ ఓకే
Sri,
అంత అన్నం చేసి మళ్ళా అంత తపేలి సూప్ చేస్తే ఎన్ని
Mons, do you want to mute? Thank you. Okay, any other questions? Anybody have any questions about food? Are you providing refreshments at your contest? Is the space where you're presenting allow refreshments? What kind of refreshments might you bring? Back in the days when before hybrid, we used to have people volunteer to bring food. So it was a potluck. But other contests have gotten pizza because I guess pizza is pretty inexpensive. I don't think so anymore. But anyway, I just wanted to bring that up in case you haven't thought about it.
I think it's a good time you mentioned about that. Thank you, Michelle.
You're welcome.
Okay. We cannot use the district park for the area contest, okay? And I think last month, Mercy at the DECA meeting already mentioned that we can only use the district park for certain type of purchases. And we are going to put it on the weekly digest for everyone and let them aware of it. So we would know what we can use, for the district parks. And I think the district would have allowance, I think $50, that the area director can be able to help on getting some maybe water or something, for the area contest and or snack or something, even though it's a potluck, so I hope that, that would be the money that they can use. I think it's $50 per area contest.
Okay.
Okay.
So that means that if you have two areas doing a dual contest, that means you've got a lot more money to go around.
So you would have $100
Yeah,
purchase, to do the purchase, and then so you can have a nice dinner for all the participants. I think that will make it look a lot better.
right. But also can keep in mind that you're going to need some stuff printed. And, I don't know about you, but, it gets expensive, my printing off all the agendas on my printer, because it costs over $150 for that ink.
Yeah, another reminder is make sure that the area director get the medals from the award chair or from Sally. I think Sally said that she would try to attend the area contest as
I didn't think there were any medals for the area. I thought it was only division and above, division and
not
district.
for area, only for the division.
Hans, do you remember about that?
I think it's for area and division.
I looked at the math on that, and I sent that in to Linda when I did the math in terms of having. Now, one year they gave medals, and I got a medal one year, and it has nothing engraved on it. So that's how they save money, was that they just gave you a medal that said
They are not going
nothing.
to engrave it. That's too much money. Okay, Michelle, this is a really too much money, to engrave that. Okay,
That's
so
it. That's it. Yes.
yeah,
But
so
if-
that's why they only, have, so let everybody, from area to division, like to have the, I haven't heard from Sally, said that only for limited to division. I don't know, how do you know that it's only for division?
That's what I thought.
According to, so there will be first and second place medals for area contest and first, second, and third for division contest.
Okay,
So
okay, good.
But no engraving, is that right? Because the engraving's really expensive.
No, that's too much, because not only that, it's because a lot of time, we don't know, who's going to receive it, okay?
Oh, no, you just put on the engraving what kind of contest it is and what year. That's all. And that's still too much.
No, I think still too much because the Toastmaster International will charge a lot, okay? So everything is from Toastmaster International. They did not have that. And then in order to save money, to make, to distribute more contest winners, okay? So we have to go this route, okay? I know that a lot of people may not be happy, they want their name on it or they want something else to be on that. But the district has the budget, okay, for this award. Thank you. And I don't think, Michelle, correct me if I'm wrong, all the area contests and the division contests, they never put anybody's name on the award in the past.
No,
In the
they
past
don't.
30 years, I think.
No, they can't because they don't know who's going to win. Of course not.
Yeah.
Although what I did what some people do is they have the certificate and they might have it printed out on cardstock. for
Certificate,
first,
yeah,
second, and
certificate is
third,
fine,
and
yeah.
then they can handwrite in the names of the
They
people
will
on
have
that.
certificates, so that's why I said make sure that the area director or the contest chair would have the certificate
Right.
and the medal, for the winners. So we don't have to mail them, because last year,
It's expensive.
yeah, it's very expensive to mail all those out, to everyone, so.
Although, we could always email them. But then
Uh,
people have to print it out themselves. It's just in a file folder for me, but that's good because it doesn't take any space up in my life.
But contest medal cannot be mailed.
No,
cannot be
you're
emailed,
right. So you
yeah.
want the medal. Yes,
Yeah.
Ananda.
1 second, Casey, give us 1 second, please. Something with Dr. Michelle and Winnie was just discussing. What I have seen somebody, the judge, printing the first place in, say, I am contesting. So that person will contest me as the first place, second place, and third place winner with my name. So you're doing 3 times more printing and give out the right certificate.
Okay, all those certificate can be print in advance. Okay.
In advance.
Yeah, print in
So
advance.
that person
So
is
they have
printing
to
out
get
me
everything
as the
ready.
winner, second place, third place. But I'm
They have to
getting
get
only
everything ready, in a folder, and
everything,
so by the
everything
time,
ready. Just give out the right certificate.
yeah,
So
when
lot
they
of
know
wastage of
who
paper
are the
and ink.
winners, they can handwritten all those names on the certificate, so that would be very easy. It's exactly the same like previously before the pandemic. Yeah.
Right. That's what they did. And you would have nice thick pan so that you could write their names and it would be nice. Print their names. But, the people at the bottom would have already signed the document before you went, and then you could have the first, second, and third on cardstock. And frankly, I think that the participants, you might just have it all ready and send it out by email. It's for participants. I don't know that it's not a particularly fancy looking certificate, but whatever. Just don't get yourself into having to mail it because it's really expensive to mail. I think first class postage now is like 70 or 75 cents. So
Yeah.
that adds up quickly.
I think it won't hurt that, like Mercy mentioned about earlier, related to the contestants' eligibility. And also, even though they provided the profile, I think, they have to go through the cup contest representing the club. So at that time, they should already know that they need to renew their membership. Okay.
Right.
So
Right.
now is a good time for all the area director to contact the clubs and make sure that all the contestants pay their dues, okay, before they participate on the area contest.
Right.
So that would be a good reminder for everyone.
Right.
All right, so my question, Hans, I saw that page. How do I know which area clubs are competing? Like
Well,
Hans?
they have been told to put their contest on the calendar.
No, but like
So-
which areas? So in, let's say, Oakland is in area 3, Walnut Creek is in the area 6. How do I know that they're going to be separate area contest?
They what they would do is that once the area has decided the date, they would notify each club president
I see.
or vice president, and they would also put it on the District 57 calendar. And I'll post a link to that as well.
So it depends on which clubs want to get together in a particular area?
Yeah, it depends on which club has agreed to actually have a contest or nominate someone.
I'm talking about the area level.
It's
like
called, yeah, area level.
Well, see, so each area is required to have a contest. So
my question is, will Oakland 88 and Walnut Creek, would it have the same area contest?
Would they share
Oh,
the
you
area
mean on
contest
the
space?
same night?
Not even same night, like are they part of the same area? It looks like they're part of a different area, but multiple area contest. Oh, is it area contest for each area? Area 3, all
Yeah,
the
so
clubs in
so
area
for
3?
example,
Okay.
if one of them says, does it say like there's a letter and a number?
Yeah. No, it's a letter is division and number is area.
Yeah,
Right.
So all the clubs in area 3 will have one contest. They will
right.
compete.
Well,
with each
well,
other.
we call the area by the letter and the number. So for example, C3 or C15.
Hmm.
What is the division number? Division
So
letter.
for, let's say, Oakland, it is Oakland 88, it is D03.
Okay. So that's in
Mhm.
area D3.
And then Walnut Creek Toastmasters is E06.
Okay. So those two clubs are in entirely separate divisions, D and E,
Mhm.
and therefore there is no chance that they would compete on the same night or, at the same exact contest.
Got it.
However, each of those divisions, like for example, Division D or Division E, they each have at least 3 or 4 areas.
Mhm.
And that means that there will be at least, each area could have its own contest, or they could combine with another area in that division to have a contest. And once they determine the date, they would put it on the calendar.
Couldn't they also, though, I don't think there's anything against them having a dual contest with an area that's not in their division. I mean, then they wouldn't actually be competitive with each other. That might be, I don't know. But it does mean that their people might have to travel further. But it's just knowing where the locations are.
Yeah, I guess that's a possibility. I've never seen that done, but I don't see a problem with it.
Okay. So every club on that page in D03 will be competing with each other, right?
Not necessarily. The
No?
club may choose not to send a contestant. They may decide not to do
But
that.
if they choose, then they will
But then they,
have to
yes,
compete.
that's correct.
In that
Right.
D03 would be one contest. Got
Right.
it, got it. E06 would be another contest.
Right.
Okay, that makes sense.
It's a lot to keep in your head. That's why I highly recommend spreadsheet whenever you're doing anything to keep track of everybody, because it's a lot.